Flying across Europe used to feel effortless. You'd board the plane, hear different languages around you, and feel like the trip had already begun. The journey mattered. Now, one delay notification can wreck your entire day. Seats feel tighter, basic comforts cost extra, and what looks cheap at checkout often turns expensive by the time you land. So here's the uncomfortable truth most airlines won't say out loud. Not all European airlines are struggling equally. Some have quietly improved. Others are surviving by testing how much inconvenience passengers will tolerate. That's why we ranked 15 major European airlines. From the ones that turn every flight into a gamble, to the few that still treat passengers like humans. And the airline at the very bottom of this list? It's famous for ultra-cheap tickets, ruthless efficiency, and ideas so extreme they sound like a joke, until you realize they were seriously considered. You've heard the stories, but where it actually ranks may surprise you. Airline number 15, Ryanair. Ryanair is the king of ultra-cheap flights. Its entire model is built on one promise: extremely low fares. In that sense, it delivers exactly what it advertises: a seat and nothing more. The problems begin once the journey starts. Boarding often feels rushed and chaotic. Cabins are bare, seats are tight, and constant announcements try to sell you products mid-flight. When everything runs smoothly, Ryanair can be surprisingly punctual thanks to fast turnarounds. But when delays or cancellations happen, the system breaks down fast. Customer service is rigid, automated, and rarely helpful. Flying Ryanair is a clear trade-off. You save money, but give up comfort, flexibility, and support. You're not treated like a guest, just a ticket number. Airline number 14, Wizz Air. Wizz Air sits just above Ryanair in how polished it looks. Its planes are newer, cleaner, and dressed in a bright, modern purple that gives off a tech-savvy vibe. But don't let appearances fool you. Beneath the fresh look is an even stricter, low-cost mindset. The base fare is only the starting point. Almost everything costs extra. Carry-on bags, seat choice, priority boarding, even water. What seems like a great deal can quickly grow into a fare close to a full-service airline. On top of that, Wizz Air has been criticized for poor handling of cancellations, with unclear messages, denied compensation, and little real help. Flying Wizz Air is a gamble that everything goes perfectly, because when it doesn't, passengers are often left on their own. Airline number 13, EasyJet. EasyJet lives in the awkward middle of budget travel. It markets itself as a more reliable, more civilized low-cost airline, especially popular for city breaks. On good days, that image holds up. Flights are usually organized, airports are well located, and the airline feels calm and professional. The problem shows up when things go wrong. Delays, weather issues, or technical problems often expose weak systems behind the scenes. Updates can be slow or confusing, with apps, websites, and staff all saying different things. Rebooking and compensation policies can feel frustrating and unhelpful. EasyJet survives by being better than the worst budget airlines, but when a bad day hits, its friendly image quickly cracks. Airline number 12, Vueling. Vueling tries to be a smart hybrid airline. Backed by the same group as British Airways and Iberia, and based in major cities like Barcelona and Rome, it looks solid on paper. In reality, the experience is uneven. Tight schedules often lead to chain delays, and the airline struggles to recover when things go wrong. Customer service is a common complaint, especially for English-speaking travelers, with long waits and generic replies. Cabins are acceptable but often feel worn. Vueling isn't cheap enough to excuse its flaws, and it's not strong enough operationally to match its bigger partners. Flying it feels like a bet that everything runs perfectly. Airline number 11, TAP Air Portugal. TAP Air Portugal is an airline defined by sharp contrasts and ongoing struggles. It regularly offers some of the cheapest fares across the Atlantic, using its strategic location as Europe's western bridge to Brazil and further destinations. On board, service can feel sincerely warm, shaped by Portuguese hospitality, and the airline has been steadily updating its fleet. Yet TAP has long been followed by financial instability and repeated labor disputes. That uncertainty has spilled directly into passenger operations. Unexpected strikes, short-notice cancellations, and slow refund timelines frequently appear in traveler feedback. Although the Portuguese government has stepped in with restructuring efforts, lingering doubt still affects everyday reliability. For travelers, this means a TAP ticket may look like a great deal, but it carries a hidden cost: strong travel insurance, flexible schedules, and the patience to handle sudden disruptions. It is an airline selected for low prices and route access, with dependability treated as an optimistic bonus. Airline number 10, ITA Airways. Rising from the ashes of the well-known but troubled Alitalia, ITA Airways is a phoenix still learning how to fly at full strength. It carries the heavy legacy of its predecessor, earning strong loyalty from some travelers and deep frustration from others. The new airline has made clear progress. A clean, modern look, brand new Airbus A350s and A220s, with quiet, comfortable cabins, and a more focused route network. Service on board is often upbeat, friendly, and eager to impress. Still, the feeling of a startup with a past remains noticeable. ITA's market position and alliance direction, now tied to the Lufthansa Group, have taken time to settle, creating ongoing uncertainty. On the ground, operations at hubs like Rome Fiumicino can feel less smooth than those of more established competitors. Flying ITA today offers real improvement and future promise, mixed with the occasional stumble that reminds you it is still building experience. It suits travelers who value modern aircraft and potential growth over fully polished, long-proven reliability. Airline number 9, SAS Scandinavian Airlines. SAS was once the gold standard of calm, reliable European travel. Recent years have been tougher. Rising costs, competition, and labor disputes pushed the airline into major financial restructuring. While the onboard experience remains pleasant, professional crews, clean design, and good coffee, the cracks show during disruptions. Delays and cancellations are harder to manage, and customer service can struggle when things go wrong. SAS is still respectable, but it no longer stands far above its competitors as it once did. Airline number 8, British Airways. British Airways is one of the most recognizable names in global aviation. Its biggest strength is its long history and huge network centered around London Heathrow, which makes it a default choice for many travelers, especially frequent flyers earning points. But among regular passengers, there's a growing sense that the everyday experience has slipped. Short-haul European flights feel basic, with paid food and a quick, no-frills service. On long-haul routes, quality can vary, with some planes feeling modern and others clearly outdated. Heathrow congestion also means delays can quickly snowball. When problems arise, staff are usually polite, but responses can be slow and overly procedural. Flying BA today is less about luxury and more about convenience, relying on its reputation and route network to make up for an experience that often feels impersonal. Airline number 7, Iberia. Iberia is the steady, dependable member of the IAG family. It shines most on routes between Europe and Latin America, where it has deep experience, good aircraft, and a polished long-haul product. Within Europe, the experience is more stripped down. Flights are efficient and organized, but rarely warm or memorable. Iberia doesn't aim to impress. It aims to be reliable. You're unlikely to face major issues, but also unlikely to be pleasantly surprised. For travelers who want a smooth, predictable flight to Spain or Latin America without drama, Iberia does exactly what's expected, and little more. Airline number 6, Aer Lingus. Aer Lingus offers something refreshingly different in Europe. It combines the structure of a full-service airline with genuine Irish warmth. From friendly cabin announcements to helpful staff, passengers are treated like people, not just seat numbers. Using Dublin as a transatlantic hub is a smart move, with US pre-clearance and often very competitive fares. The trade-off is scale. Its European network isn't as large as major hubs like Frankfurt or Amsterdam, and during major disruptions there may be fewer rebooking options. You choose Aer Lingus for a calmer, more human experience, knowing it may not have the same backup power as the biggest airlines. It's the kind of airline that makes the journey feel like part of the trip. Airline number 5, Air France. Air France has pulled off one of the strongest brand and product turnarounds in modern aviation. Once known for uneven service, it has returned as a clear symbol of French style and food culture in the air. Its long-haul business class, La Première, is regularly listed among the best in the world, and even premium economy and economy cabins now feature smart, passenger-focused upgrades. The service mindset has been reshaped to balance refined professionalism with real human warmth. On board, everything feels carefully crafted, from the wine selection to how meals are presented. The airline's biggest weakness comes from outside its control but remains serious: ongoing labor unrest in France, which can trigger strikes and air traffic control issues that shut down Paris-Charles de Gaulle. When operations run as planned, Air France offers a smooth, stylish, and deeply rewarding travel experience that proudly reflects its national identity. It is flying with personality, flavor, and unmistakable flair. Airline number 4, KLM. If Air France is the expressive artist, KLM is the highly skilled engineer. The Dutch flag carrier is widely seen as the global standard for practical, dependable, and refreshingly predictable air travel. Its base at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport is famously efficient in layout, capacity issues aside, making connections easier. KLM's company culture centers on clarity, logic, and realistic problem-solving. When delays happen, updates are clearer than with many competitors, and staff are trusted to offer workable solutions. On board, the mood is friendly and grounded. The iconic Delft blue gin houses perfectly capture its warm, tradition-based hospitality. There is no showmanship here, only a strong focus on running a complex airline properly. For travelers who care most about reducing stress and surprises, KLM delivers reassuring operational reliability. It is the airline you rely on to manage the details so you can relax and focus on the journey. Airline number 3, Lufthansa. Lufthansa is the backbone of European air travel. Built on size, structure, and precision, it operates like a massive, well-run system. Its hubs in Frankfurt and Munich are efficient, and its global network makes connections easy almost anywhere. Service is professional and formal rather than warm or flashy, but it inspires confidence. When disruptions happen, Lufthansa's scale and partnerships often make rebooking easier than with smaller airlines. You fly Lufthansa for stability, organization, and trust. It may not feel emotional or exciting, but it delivers reliability when it matters most. Airline number 2, Turkish Airlines. Turkish Airlines is far more than just a European carrier. From its base in Istanbul, a natural bridge between continents, it has built one of the largest airline networks in the world, flying to more countries than any other airline. What truly sets it apart is service. Even in economy class, passengers often get hot meals on short flights, generous legroom, and genuinely attentive cabin crews that outshine most European rivals. Istanbul Airport is modern and impressive, designed for smooth connections. Though transfers can sometimes take time, the main drawback is geography. Its hub sits on Europe's southeastern edge, which isn't ideal for simple west-to-east trips within Europe. But for long-haul travel to Asia, Africa, or the Middle East, or for anyone who values comfort and hospitality, Turkish Airlines stands in a class of its own. It proves that great service in air travel is still alive, just centered in Istanbul. Airline number 1, Swiss International Airlines and Finnair. At the very top of European aviation cite two airlines that excel in different but equally impressive ways. Choosing between them isn't about which is better, but which style of travel you prefer. Swiss International Airlines represents near-perfect consistency and precision. Whether it's a short hop from Zurich to Geneva or a long-haul flight to Singapore, the experience feels calm, polished, and carefully controlled. Every detail seems planned and refined. Cabins are clean and practical. Service is professional and attentive without being intrusive, and problems are handled quietly and efficiently. Flying Swiss feels like relying on a perfectly crafted watch. Everything works together smoothly to deliver a stress-free, dependable journey. It sets the standard for premium, business-focused travel. Finnair takes a different approach, focusing on comfort and calm. Using its location as one of the fastest routes between Europe and Asia, the airline designs its flights to reduce fatigue and create a sense of peace. Cabins feature soft Nordic colors, gentle lighting that follows the natural sky, and seats built for long-term comfort. Air quality is carefully managed, and service is discreet and respectful of personal space. Flying Finnair feels less like transportation and more like a quiet pause in your journey. It shows that true luxury today isn't excess, but tranquility and thoughtful design centered on passenger well-being. Final reflections. The European sky is a marketplace of real choices, ranging from bare-bones transport to journeys that feel calm, respectful, and comfortable. Every booking says something about what you value most. Is the lowest price worth extra fees, strict rules, and being on your own when things go wrong? Or is true value found in paying a little more for reliability, support, and a flight that makes you feel looked after, not just dropped off? This video shows that while competition is fierce, some airlines choose to win not just on price, but on the experience itself. They prove that efficiency doesn't have to feel harsh, and scale doesn't have to feel cold. So next time you book a flight across Europe, don't stop at the first price you see. Think about the full cost, your money, your time, and your peace of mind. Choosing the right airline isn't just a purchase. It's the first step toward bringing back comfort, ease, and even a bit of that travel magic we all miss. If this breakdown helped you, hit like, subscribe for more honest airline insights, and tell us in the comments which airline surprised you the most. Travel smart, fly better, and I'll see you in the next video.